Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Roundup. As we count down to the final day of 2025, today being the second last day of the year, we're taking a moment to pause and reflect. And we are joined by a young Namibian voice, that is Maria Johannes, to basically just look back on the highs, the lessons, and the moments that shaped her year and what she's carrying forward into 2026. Maria, good evening, and thank you so much for making time to talk to us.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right. Where are you finding yourself this evening, Maria?
Well, I'm in my house. I'm doing nothing at the moment. Expect from talking to you guys. So I'm beautiful and I'm fine. So I'm in my house and I'm fine.
We love it for you, Maria. Now, as we approach the end of 2025, how would you describe this year in one word and why?
I think the word I would use for this year is ambivalent. This is because this is one word that actually shapes my whole year, where I was actually happy, and I can't actually forget the moments where I was actually sad and moaning and excited. So this year especially, we went through a lot. We went through suicides, we went through happy moments, we went through moments where we shared with our friends, we went through memories we created. So yes, ambivalent is the word for it.
Amazing. So, what would you say was the most defining moment for you this year? Something that changed your perspective or pushed you to grow?
Going out with my friends, actually taking myself out of the box where I was. I was that child that was actually in my house, stuck in my house, because I believed going out was not something that a good girl would do. So actually being able to get out of that box and experience friendship and going out, hanging out with my friends is a moment that I would actually be grateful for.
Yeah. Maria, earlier on you mentioned, you experienced some highs and also some lows. What would you say were some of your biggest challenges that you experienced this year and how did you navigate them?
Having been able to actually realize that although I was unable to open and talk to them. And this made me realize that I was not alone. There was a lot of us. There is still a lot of us that are unable to actually talk to our friends. So that is something I would say actually made me realize that although so many friends, we are unable to talk. So I realized that there's so much loneliness in the midst of so many people around us. So
Yeah.
that is a challenge I experience.
Yeah. Enough of the negative. Now let's look at the positive. Just looking back at the year 2025, what would you say are some of the achievements that you're most proud of, even if it's something small?
Coming to NBC and talk and have my voice being heard. So this is literally the third time I'm being able to talk to a wide number of people and they're able to hear my voice. So that is an I feel I had it and a lot of people heard me. That is not it. And also being able to a group of youth, a lot of age mates and younger and even older, and having them hear me and do the words that something I always wanted, something voice of the people, and that is something I feel like is an achievement for me.
Yeah. Well, we love it for you, Maria, and we also love talking to you, and NBC is ours after all. But how would you say this year has shaped your goals and perhaps the outlook of your future? Are you also one of those ones that write down their goals for the upcoming years?
Yeah, I have them now where I write everything going through the with the beds, the lows, and yeah. So I think this year was everything, some things, but
Maria,
I'm actually happy I went through it because I did it myself. Because I would say it's the spirit of Ubuntu, having friends that actually encourage you to do something, and they're like, you wrote this down, and I actually talk to my friends a lot. Some things, although I things. So and I tell them, oh, I wanted to achieve, and they're like, did you do that? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, you're supportive. Having people to push me, and my journal especially forcing me to actually do things that I wanted to achieve for a long run is something I'm actually, yeah.
Maria, we are experiencing a few hiccups there, but what is your message to the youth this evening before we enter the year 2026? Something motivational.
So my message to the youth is make friends, be able to talk to your, be in a group where you actually fit, like you fit in. You must not force yourself into situations that you feel like it will mess up your anything. Make friends, be able to excel to your friends, join groups that actually encourage you to grow, build yourself and have a future, that build a future, you know, that I'm going somewhere. It's all about going out and having alcohol, but it's about you having friends that actually encourage you and encourage them to. So be the friend that you want your friends to be to you.
All right. Well, Maria, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for making time to talk to us, and all the best with the rest of the day. And yeah, we can't wait to engage you next year too.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Maria Johannes joining us there, a youth. She is also a political science student at the University of Namibia. We've had her quite a couple of times right here on NBC, mostly on Situation Critical, you know, touching on issues that have to do with, elections also. And basically just touching on current affairs issues, talking about how excited, she is for the upcoming year and how she also got out of her shell for the year 2025. And I think the keyword for this interview was friends. So don't forget to, go out there and befriend people, or, get yourself many friends. More conversations coming your way. Do stay with us.